Page 128, C major scale. Introducing you finally to a scale. In the past, all we've had are pentascales, 5-note scales. A full scale is 7 notes because there's 7 letters in the alphabet, letter to letter, and an octave is an interval of an 8. That's where you're going through the whole scale and then you play the first note again, sort of. So in C major, we'll start with C major because it uses the white keys, no black keys, just white keys. C to C, all the notes in between, those are the notes in a C major scale, all of them. Because if you go anywhere else, it's the same notes, they just repeat. Okay. On most all my videos, I have links in the description, whether you need them or not, of the playlist for scales and arpeggios and things. You don't need the arpeggios yet. The scales. You need to bookmark that playlist. Make a shortcut to it or something on your, and go to it regularly for the scale you need to be working on, or scales. I have an introductory video to it. Make sure you watch that. It explains things. And then just do what I say in the video. I explain everything in the video. However, I'm going to explain C major here. A scale, remember, is a set pattern of whole steps and half steps. Remember the pentascale, C pentascale? Whole, whole, half, whole. That was the pattern for a C major pentascale. Well, the full scale uses that plus some more. And you can use the white keys as your guide. So you start with C, and then it's a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. That is the pattern for any major scale. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That's the pattern for any major scale. Start on any note, any key on the piano, anywhere, use that pattern and you're guaranteed to get a major scale. You may not know what it is, but it will be a major scale. Now, once we know what the notes are, and C major has no sharps or flats, so it's just white keys, there are standard fingerings for how to play these. And over the years, the decades, the centuries, hundreds, people have tried to come up with alternate fingerings for these. But kind of a fad thing, really, but it's never really stuck. We just kind of stick with the standard fingerings. They work, they're good enough. When you get a piece of music and you get a run up or down, it's a scale of some sort. You may or may not finger it the same way as the scale. The general idea is that's the first fingering you choose. When you're trying to figure out a fingering, use the fingering for the scale. And if it doesn't work out, you have to adjust it, then adjust it. So the fingering for the scale, because we run out of fingers. We got 5 fingers and we got to cover 8 keys here from note to note, from letter to letter. So we got to do something about that. Well, now that's where the crossing over the thumb or passing the thumb under and all that junk comes in. Just as well tell you that different teachers teach different methods, different techniques. They don't agree, big surprise, on this. Some teachers teach you don't pass the thumb under and you don't cross over the thumb. You simply move the hand. I don't teach that method. I don't agree with it. I teach you pass the thumb. That's what I was taught in college, and throughout all the teachers I've had taught the same way. So that's what I teach. The thumb, if you'll relax, it can move. If you tense up, it doesn't want to go anywhere. But if you'll relax, it can move. Not very far maybe, but it can move. So let's just cover it. We're going to start out with 1, 2, 3. That's okay. Now I am going to prepare to get the rest of them, which would be an F pentascale here. So I want the thumb on that note. So I'd say, I just relax, bring the thumb under, and play that. And you do this in my scale videos. I call it the trill exercise, where you're doing that. To get that, it drills into the muscle memory what that feels like. Stay relaxed. You don't need to twist around or twist or any of this junk. Just stay relaxed. The thumb will come over. If you got to move a little bit, fine, but don't be moving a lot. So it's here. And then once you're there, you move the thumb up. And now you're ready. You don't have to go that fast. The idea is, it's just here. And going down, it's just the other way. You're down. Now I'm going to relax. And third finger here, because that's the finger that played it going. So just relax and you come across. I'm kind of using the thumb as my pivot to come across. That's the fingering for a C major scale for the right hand. You need to learn that. So go down to the description of the video and find that playlist and go to the C major scale and do what I say in there for the beginner part. Just one octave up and down. Don't try, well, I'm just going to go for the advanced right now because it's all there. Please don't. That's an error. That's a mistake. Just do the one octave up and down. We don't need to spend a lot of time on scales. You just do them. You just know them. Because then when you get a piece in C major, you know what notes are in the piece or in the scale. Those are the notes you play in the piece unless they give you sharps or flats. But that's it. Left hand, we can go ahead and do the C pentascale. But then I'm out of position for these are three notes and I want to be here. That's third finger on the A. So when I'm here, I'm just cross over, relax, just like we did with the right hand, and put third finger. And then going down, again, relax, the thumb comes under, plays the G, like that, and you're ready. So the thumb is playing the G and the C. In the right hand, it plays the C and the F. So they're not the same notes. That gets confusing. Well, you learn it well one hand at a time. When you go to put them together, the middle fingers are going to play together. That's about the only finger that does. And then the thumb here in the right hand, like that. And then now their left hand crosses over. See, at least they're not crossing over on the same note. You get that? Yeah. And that's parallel motion. That's where they're going the same direction. The bottom of page 129, they give you contrary motion, and you look at that and say, no, what? Well, relax. The idea is for a lot of scales, for some scales, for a few scales, it's actually easier. Contrary is easier than parallel because the hands want to mirror each other. They do everything contrary motion automatically. And here, if you do it contrary, you're actually using the same fingers. Start with middle C. Either hand can play middle C, and then 2, 3. Now both hands cross under. Thumb. You're using the same fingers. So contrary motion in C major is actually pretty easy. It's easier than parallel motion, but it's parallel motion I want you to get. I'm not going to do a play with me on any of this. You can do this and use the scale video. So from now on, I got to try and remember to tell you, you're in such a key, go do that scale. That's generally how I do the scale for whatever key of the piece I'm working in. Let me know if you have any questions.